Hey, aloha mai. I'm Hanalei Fergerstrom. I'm from Mokuokeawe, which is also the island of Hawaii. Yeah? And I'm not really sure what they want me to talk about, except that we're here at Iolani Palace. Today is the 125th commemoration of the illegal overthrow of the Hawaiian Kingdom. So we're kind of joining in an effort to unite our people. We have many things that need to be accomplished, and at the same time, we also recognize that the Hawaiians being so diverse, we have many different factions of understanding, and for us, we're all traditionalists. We all believe in the kingdom and the queen and the restoration of the crown. There's others here that are trying to affect the idea of federal recognition and to become essentially relegated to Indians, making you Native Americans, which would be almost insane, because what they're really trying to do is get us on a reservation so they can steal the rest of the land. So, and we have 4 million acres there. 1.8 million acres is under the Ceded Lands Trust, which is the stolen lands of the Hawaiian Kingdom and the Crown. But of course, the word ceded refers to a treaty of cession, which never took place. In other words, annexation never took place. And so the big question for us is, who are you guys? And by what authority do you come to our islands and claim some kind of authority? I'm also a Mauna Kea practitioner. I'm doing the mountain. It's the peak of the islands. It's the largest mountain in the world that comes from the absolute mantle of the earth to the highest in the skies. I am also a Lono practitioner. Lono is all about life, giving, food, and understanding how the flow of water moves. Anything else I can help you with?
For you personally, what does this day mean to you?
Well, for me personally, is that when in international law, when you have a breach of law, you must return to the scene of the crime, and the crime was committed right here. Okay, the Queen was here, the military was positioned themselves right across the street, ready to fire upon the kingdom. And with the graces of the Queen, she realized, to prevent the loss of life, that she would abdicate her throne to the United States, not to the provisional government who was trying to take it over. And so we've been waiting for the United States to recognize that they have an obligation to the Queen and restore the nation. However, if we're no way at all waiting for the United States, because the history of the United States is not so good yet. I mean, all the treaties that they were made were broken. So the biggest difference between us and the Native Americans is we were an internationally recognized independent nation state, which puts us on the same playing field as the United States, Russia, China, or any other big countries. And what people don't know, and it's only because at the time this all happened, we didn't have communications the way we do. Now this gets, I don't know if you want to even talk about this, but I want to talk about it because what's happened in Russia with Crimea, the whole Russian Crimea thing is all based on how they took over Hawaii. Annexed them, put them into their same thing, the whole 9 yards. Another example of that's what's happening in the South China Seas, and this is where they're using the Larsen case. It's several countries fighting for the same thing, and China, of course, is building military installations in the Middle Ocean. And it gets into the thing, it's called the laws of the territorial seas. And there are international rules on how boundaries are claimed. And so that's where some of these fights come from. But one of the things that's happening with the United States is that they're trying to move the western borders of the United States over to the Northwest Hawaiian Islands and claim the entire chain to the whole archipelago of Hawaii as the Western United States. And of course, that involves like 2,000 miles of international waters. It becomes the laws of the territorial seas, which is an obligation under the under the laws of nations. Anything else I can help you with?
No? Thank you for your time.
Okay. Hello, and thank you for taking the time to talk to me.